Hey guys, welcome back. Well, today we're going to do something different. We're going to do a deep dive. Now, what that basically means is that we're going to take an element in Maya, in this case the insert edge loop tool function, and we're going to dive in deep and walk through all the options. Okay, here we go. Okay, everybody, well, we're in Maya 2018, and as mentioned, we're going to do a deep dive. Now, one of the reasons for that is that most people tend to use the most basic functions of certain tools and never use the others or are not even aware of the others, okay? So I decided to do a couple of videos where I'm going to go a little bit deeper into these, often used tools. So today it's going to be the insert edge loop tool, is used all the time. And for multiple reasons, simply because you need an edge or you need to reinforce an edge when you're going to bump up subdivisions, something like that. But that said, let's get started. Now, first of all, where can you find that function? If you go up to Mesh Tools and Insert Edge Loop Tool, you click on that, you have the last used setting. If you click on the option box, you can go in and actually reset that. So if I were to create, let's say, a cube here, there we go. I'm going to Mesh Tools, Insert Edge Loop, and I just click on that and go in here and add an edge. You can see it's using my last setting, but how do I know what the last setting is? So I'm going to go again to Insert Edge Loop option box, and here you can see it's set to relative distance from edge, it's set to autocomplete, fixed quads, smooth angle, and so forth. So what we're going to do is we're just going to click on Reset Tool, just in case anything is not at default. Okay, let's try that again. One there, and you can actually hold that, and unless you release your mouse, you can move it and stop where you want and place it, for example, here. You can do the same here. So click, move, and release. Click, move, and release, right? Cool. Now, the thing is, as soon as I hit enter on this and I want to do something else, I don't know, let's say, let's do something completely different. Let's say connect. You see that the little symbol here on the left or vertical menu changes to that, right? Now the problem is if I now want to do new edge loops and I want to insert them, I have to go back up to Mesh Tools, Insert Edge Loop, option box, and so forth. Now I don't really want that. So what I'm going to show you guys is how you can create a custom shelf with a custom button for that to just speed up your workflow, all right? So what you're going to do is you're going to go up to Windows, you're going to go to Settings, Preferences, and Shelf Editor. Now, on the left here, we got a little symbol with a plus key. We're going to click on that to create a new one, and it's called Shelf Layout 4 right now. I don't want that name, so I'm going to call this, let's say, Mike_custom or project or whatever you want to call it, and we're going to hit enter. So that name has now changed, all right? And then we're going to go in here and save all shelves. Now it has now created an empty shelf right here with nothing in it. So we've got our curves, our modeling, and so forth. My custom is empty. And that's where I want to put in the button for the insert edge loop because I use it quite a lot. So how do you do that? We're going to go in here. We're going to go to Mesh Tools, Insert Edge Loop. As you see on the left menu here, that button changes to the last used tool. And I'm going to middle mouse click and drag that and drop that onto my custom shelf. So there you have it, all right? And you can build a complete project shelf like that if you want. So now that that is there, if I go in here to my cube, and let's say I want to do something completely different, so I'm going to click on Connect. You can see that this is now changed on the left here. I want to go back to my Insert Edge Loop. I got my custom shelf open. I just simply click on it, and there you have it, right? Nice and easy. Okay, so now that we have that, let's see what's going on here. What do we want, right? Now, if we go in here, we get the default as before, but I want to go in here and I want to change the options. So make sure that this is open. You can double click on that. And here you have a couple of things. First of all, if we look at the top here, the position, relative distance from edge, and you got equal distance from edge. Now, what does that mean? Well, we'll go in here, I'll get rid of this cube, and let's take something else. Let's take a, I don't know, a plane. All right, so 1 and 2, hit W and push that down to something like this. Now, you probably noticed if you insert an edge loop in something like this on this top area on the horizontal faces, you'll see something happening here. Okay, so I'm just going to simply click on that and I'm going to go in here. All right, now as I move this down, you see that the distance changes. The face in the middle is perfectly square, so you can see that it's a perfect straight line. But the one on the left and the one on the right, it's trying to kind of figure out where the path should be based on the top line here and the bottom line here, right? Now that is related to that setting. So right now it's set to relative distance. But if you click on equal distance instead, what it will do is it will try to get exactly in the middle. So now if I go in and I do a new one, let's do that here, right? That one's perfectly straight. If we do one here, it's not always perfectly straight, but what it wants to do right now is keep an equal distance between, and I'll try to show you, between this vertex and this vertex, right? And the same here. So that's what that does. Okay, so that explains, let me get the right tool here, and there we go, that's our shelf, cool. So double click on that. That explains the difference between relative distance and equal distance. Now, I usually have that on relative distance, so we're going to leave that alone. And then you have the option to go in and use multiple edge loops or not, all right? And we also have the autocomplete. Let me do that first. So the autocomplete is kind of cool. You probably never noticed what that is or what it does, but I'll show you. We'll get rid of this, and just to make things clear, we'll get a new cube. So normally if I go in here and I do a simple insert edge loop, I will get an edge loop that goes all the way around. Now that's not always what you want per se. So I'm going to hit Control Z or Control Z, and to get rid of that, we're going to open this up again, and instead I'm going to turn off autocomplete. So now if I go in with my insert edge loop and I click, I just get a point. And as I do that, you see that it perfectly creates a line. Okay, and it's also at a relative distance. So now it's projected all the way around. But let's go back a little, and let's say I want to go up here. What it does is it moves the entire line up. So I cannot create diagonal lines like I would, for example, using the modeling toolkit and then using the multi-cut, right? Then I would be able to do that. So I could go, let's say, from here to here. So you can't do that using that, but that's what that's for. So let's say get rid of this. Let's say shut this down, and I'll hit Control Z, and I'll show you once again. Let's get rid of all this. So we take a new cube. We double click on our, where'd it go? My custom, double click, yeah. So we turn the autocomplete on. We get a perfect edge all the way around. We let it go, boom, there it is. We can go in here, turn autocomplete off. We get a point, we get a point, and for example, we get a point. Now, if I hit enter right here, you'll see I got an edge on two faces and two faces I do not. Now, when you do that, be careful though, because as a result, what you have created right now, for example here, is an n-gon. Because instead of 4 vertices, you now have 5 with this one. So be careful with that, right? Okay, so now that we covered that, let's see what's next. So we're going to double click on our insert edge loop tool again, just to make sure we got the right menu. We talked about relative distance and equal distance from that edge. We talked about autocomplete. Let's turn that back on, right? Now let's talk about multiple edge loops. So let's turn that on. Now I'm going to set this to 1 initially. Now that may sound odd. What do you mean multiple and then 1? Well, I'll show you. Let's get a new cube once again, just to make sure that nothing is confusing. I'll take a new cube. All right, so I got it set to multiple and set to 1. So with that selected, if I go into my cube and I click, I will get exactly 1 because that's what I set it up to do, but it's perfectly in the middle. Now that's ideal when you want to have an edge loop perfectly in the middle. So what I could do here is go to edge, for example, take that edge, hit W, move it up, and I'll have the roof of a house, for example, right? Okay, let's say you actually want multiple. Well, we're going to open this up again. And instead of 1, let's do, let's say 4. Now, because I already have one here, it's going to do 4 on the left and 4 on the right. And it has relative distance, okay? Cool. Now, one thing I think I forgot to mention, but is a really important one, is the position of an edge loop when you use it manually, okay? So I'll do a new cube once again, just to stay clear. So we'll open that up, we'll open this up, we'll go to, doesn't really matter, we'll do equal, that's fine. Let's see, everything else we'll leave alone. And we'll go in here and we'll put in an edge loop anywhere, right? Okay. Now, if we go into the attribute editor and we go into the poly split ring here, you can see a position. Now, that weight right now is 0.649. Now, the weight is related to the position. So if I move it all the way to the right, it's 0. All the way to the left is 1. So if I want it perfectly in the middle, that would be 0.5, right? So just type in 0.5, boom. Let's say I want it to be at a quarter, 0.25. There you go. So that's kind of good to know, I guess, right? Okay, cool. Okay, let's close that up. Let's see what's next. We're going to double click on this guy again, and we're going to open that up. So what do we got? So we talked about relative, we talked about equal, we talked about multiple, we talked about autocomplete. Fixed quads is basically a safe fallback, so I'm not going to really cover that, but it's just to make sure that, you know, whenever you are inserting edge loops, that you don't, you know, create some weird, funky stuff. Okay. Now, I'm not going to cover insert with edge flow. What I am going to cover though is the smoothing angle. Now, typically this is set to 30. Now, what that does is when you insert an edge loop on an object, it will determine how hard that edge is going to be. Now, what do I mean by that? Let's go in here and take, for example, a sphere. All right. I'm going to hit R to scale that up a little bit. Let's go into the attribute editor and set that to, let's say, 10 by 10, just so it's not too crazy. There you go. And we're going to go in here and we're going to go to edge. We're going to drag all of the edges and we're going to go to, let's see, we're going to go to Hardened Edge. All right. Okay, so once you click outside of the object here, you can clearly see those edges. All right. Now what this setting is here is I'll double click on this guy to open that up. This smoothing angle determines how hard that edge will be. So I'm going to set this to 0. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to add an edge. And then let's just hit R to kind of pull that out like so. And then we're going to go in here and we're going to click outside. Okay, so right now it's set to 0. Now we're going to go back in, we're going to double click on this guy again, and we're going to set that angle to 180. And we're going to go in here and we'll add one right there, right? Let's hit R to flare that out as well. And we're going to go in here, right? So in this option, you don't really see that line that clearly. You see the fact that it's extruded out, but here you can clearly see that line, here you cannot. So that's what that does, right? So that's basically what I wanted to share with you guys on the insert edge loop tool. I am intending to do more videos like this. So if there are certain tools that you want me to do a deep dive on, please let me know in the comments, okay? Well, that's it for today's video, guys. Thank you very much for watching and see you guys next time.